AROTAHI TV, I'm Helen.
And I'm Donnell.
And we are
Your Voice.
Nice. Today we'll be covering stories from food to fighting to far out embarrassing tunes. Let's check out what's coming up on AROTAHI TV today.
Find out the truth about our Tuckshop food. Is it really worth the money? David and Tale take on this challenge.
Wondering what's in the mind of our students? Tune into Think Tank.
And what's cooking in the kitchen? Joseph tries out some frozen treats.
But first, who are our deputy principals really? We put Ms Lott and Mr Tan to the test.
Kia ora. I'm Anna and this is Newbie Deputy. Today I am joined by our deputy principals, Mr Tan and Ms Lott. Hi guys, how was today?
Kia ora, awesome,
Kia ora.
Thanks.
Great, thanks.
Okay, first we'd like to get you to introduce yourselves.
Yes, I'm Mr. Tan, Michael Tan, and I'm responsible for the Year 13 students, and I'm also one of the two teachers I'm looking after the Ngā Manu Aorere.
Well, kia ora, I'm Nirvika Lott. I'm a new DP as well, and I started towards the end of last year in the middle of term 4, and I'm responsible for the Year 12s.
We'll be starting, as you might have seen in Mrs Webb's interview, we start off with rapid questions. So, be rapid. Okay, favourite ice cream flavour?
Rum and raisin,
Last song you listened to?
Adele,
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Japan.
Ms Lott, how do you like your coffee?
I hate coffee.
Oh no! Dream job as a child?
I wanted to be an air hostess.
Biggest fear?
Heights.
And for both of you, who is your favourite student?
All of them?
Every single one.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel hurt. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, your origin, where you come from.
Was born in Singapore, did most of my education in Singapore, but I came to New Zealand 25 years ago to do my second degree, and then I found an opportunity to work in Japan, and I left New Zealand and worked in Japan for about 8 years. I decided, at some stage that I was going to come back to New Zealand. And 2007, me and my wife headed back to New Zealand. I had always been teaching in West Auckland until 2016 when I got a position at AROTAHI College. So I taught 4 years in South Auckland, and then I moved house. And North Shore was quite different. A North Shore school is quite different from a school on the south side. So I decided, when the position was available at Aorere College, this would be what I would like to do. Coming back to this community and working with Pacifica and Maori students, because that's what I had enjoyed doing, before I moved. Yeah.
Right, so you've been moving along.
Yes, but I don't think I'll be moving anymore because it's tiring.
It must be. Ms Lott?
So I grew up in the shadow of Maunga Taranaki, and I whakapapa to iwi on the Wanganui River, and my mum is also Pākehā. So I grew up in a little rural community under the mountain, and I stayed there till the end of high school, and then went to Waikato and Hamilton for university, and then I've been in Auckland ever since. So I've been in Auckland for kind of over half my life. Like Mr Tan, I'm also a Westie, so Taranaki's on the west coast, so I've lived and worked mostly out west for most of my career.
Wow, that's great. So you guys were teaching before you guys came to Aorere, so what were the schools you guys were teaching?
There'll be quite a number of schools.
Yeah.
So I started my journey at Waitakere College in West Auckland, then I moved on to Rutherford College, also in West Auckland, and then AROTAHI College, and then AROTAHI Intermediate.
Well, I was also like Mr Tan, and I started teaching out west, so I started teaching at Massey High School, and then I went and did my AWE for about 9 months and taught as a relief teacher in the City of London, which was totally crazy.
Oh, wow.
When I came back, I taught at ACG Parnell College, which is in the city, went from there to St Peter's Catholic Boys School, which is also in the city. Then I had a bit of a break from teaching, but not from education, so I got to work in a special project around Māori achievement at the University of Auckland. And then I went to Hobsonville Point Secondary School, which is where the most recent school I was at for the last 3 years before coming here to Aorere College.
Hey, as our newbie deputies, how are you finding our Aorere whānau? You know, our staff and our student, also the environment.
I've been really impressed because I came in the middle of term 4 at the end of last year, so there actually weren't as many students physically at school, and also teachers were kind of forced to work in offices, so it wasn't like we had lots of time in the staff room getting to know people or anything like that. We all had masks on, so I've been really impressed that even despite the fact that there's all these things that have kept us separate, people have been so welcoming. The staff here are some of the friendliest teachers I've worked with, so that's been really cool. And I just think I love that the students, you know, they're just happy to have a laugh, and people seem happy a lot, which is, you know, a great place to be. So yeah, I'm really enjoying being here so far.
Yeah. I have similar experiences as Ms Lott. I found the school to be super welcoming. People are friendly, and over the last couple of months, you know, I've had the opportunity to get to know more staff, get to work with them, get to collaborate with them. I think through those opportunities, I got to understand how the school functions and how everyone has a part to play. And I'm just really impressed that our teachers are very devoted in what they do. And what's the whole purpose of doing that? Because we want to make sure that our students are well supported, and you know, they can be the best version of themselves.
The last question I'd like to ask you is, do you have any advice for our Aorere whānau?
So I have 2 pieces of advice. One is whakatauki, that starts, or the key part of that is whaia te iti kahurangi, which means to seek the heights, try to achieve the greatest that you can, kind of reach for the sky. And then the other thing is about being kind. So being kind to your whānau, being kind to your teachers, and being kind to yourself, because it has been a really challenging last few years, but there's also been some really amazing successes as part of that. So.
As for me, I'm trying to recall the whakatauki. I think it goes like this: Ina ke te mohi o koe ko wai koe, ianga mai koe hia, ke te mohi o koe ke te anga atu ki hia. And it simply means, if you know who you are and where you're from, then you know where you're going. So it's all about identity.
Well, we appreciate your answers, and we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Whakate lava.
Ngā mihi nui kia koe.
This brings us to the end of our segment, Newbie Deputy. I'm Anna, and we'll catch you next time.
What a nice interview with those newbie deputies.
Yeah.
I just love their enthusiasm for the school and our students.
And at Aorere College, we're also very grateful to have wonderful teachers and staff that work behind the scenes to run our school.
And some of them you might not even know. So let's see who they are.
At Aorere College, our support staff play a huge role as the backbone of our school in keeping things up and running behind the scenes. Today, we will discover what the daily life of a support staff ensues and the importance their roles hold for our students.
E mōmua lava si ilivi inga male whawhetai I lea tua. Talofa lava, my name is Fiona Winterstein. So my role here at Aorere College Student Services is I am pretty much the front of house. Apart from my daily receptionist and administrative roles, I pretty much help keep this place running smoothly. Some of my key roles consist of absences, so I sign in kids late in the mornings, as well as sign kids out for various reasons. I do absences over the phone, and I also work closely with some of the Year Dean levels in regards to absences for their students. My day pretty much varies and changes. However, one thing that doesn't change is the support and the awhi that I give to everyone under this one roof. So, whapetei lava mole awanua, ia manuia, thank you.
Okay, so hi, I am Agnes Irvine. Hi, my name is Alyssa Filiva'a. I've been working here for 3 years. I've been working here for 3 years as well. I was straight from high school into the work industry, and I started here at Aorere and I'm still here.
I'm reception admin, but just take on everything that comes my way.
So I am also the front desk receptionist, and I'm also the enrollment administrator for Aorere.
For me, one of the big draw cards was that I have holidays together with my kids, who are still primary school, but also to be in an environment where kids and adults work together. I think for me it feels like a big family, and I think that sounds really cliche, but it's actually really true. It's like I see all these people as friends, family. Yeah, it's really nice. Oh, I guess just for the students, keep working hard and see what you can do.
Our support staff are killing it behind the scenes. Who knew that it's not just the teachers who keep the school running?
And speaking of running, Helen, you're gonna need to run and catch this next segment, News in a Flash.
Janisha here, and welcome back to News in a Flash. As of the 4th of April, 11:59 p.m, there is no limit to outdoor gatherings, and indoor gatherings can now have up to 200 people. Vaccine passes will also not be needed from this date. Face masks are still required when indoors, however they are no longer required outdoors. As Ukraine fights back for its land, Russian generals are being targeted by Ukrainian forces. It has been said that Russian generals are being killed at a rate that has not been seen since World War II. With petrol prices soaring high, the New Zealand government is trying to find a way to cut fuel prices to make it easier on New Zealanders. Back in the Flash.
Whoa, that was over already? I didn't even realize. Hurry up, Donnell. So while we wait for Donnell to get back from his moment, here's Think Tank, starring our guardian angel, Mr. Boyd.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a problem.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I think fighting is a problem because this could impact the way that others view this school, Aorere.
We should never feel the urge to physically hurt someone.
Because there's more than one way to actually solve a problem than actually resorting to violence.
There will never be a good enough reason to physically harm anyone in this school or in any school.
Yes, I do think so, as they are bystanders.
Because by standing there and watching, we're only creating more problems because it gives the fighters a reason, because there's people watching them and they think they're cool and whatnot.
If you're watching something take place in front of your eyes that is to do with violence and fighting, then I believe that you should try your best to stop it.
Even if it's not to interfere, it's like go to a teacher or something.
Yes and no. I'd say no, because I know it's not really like their problem or like their responsibility to get involved.
Because it's not really about them and it doesn't really involve them.
As a bystander myself, sometimes I'm scared to get involved, but I know that it's not a good thing to just stand there and watch others get hurt.
It's really hard to get into because you don't want to really mess up them, you don't want to get rolled yourself. So maybe what other people do is they just don't really talk about it at all.
I think they are, just because for seniors, there's fighting being in the school for years. So seniors, they already know what it's like.
Seniors have experienced more than juniors and are more mature.
Absolutely. I believe that the juniors are the biggest instigators. Oh wait, actually, maybe half-half.
Yes, because juniors are a lot younger and they're still going through the phase of maturity and understanding.
It's kind of 50-50 because I feel like some juniors they have this mindset that, fighting is the only way they can deal with problems and that, it's cool or whatever.
I would say it would be a 50-50 because many people said before me is that seniors are in the stage where they've already experienced it and they're maturing now.
I think juniors really just go out on social media, post, really what they like, have a laugh, and yeah, just call it a day. But also behind the scenes, seniors could very well do the same things. It just we may never know about it.
I don't think so, as I do feel like seniors and juniors are just as the same when it comes to, a fight.
With the seniors, you'll never see like senior fights. Like it's always all eyes on the juniors. But then again, we are the role models to the junior school, and monkey see, monkey do. They see us do that, so then they're gonna think that it's cool too.
Teachers could maybe ask what people are into and maybe get them into that instead of fighting and all of these things that really don't need to be included in this whānau.
I think teachers should talk to students and make sure that students are able to come to them and trust them with their problems.
I feel like staff could help maybe get more involved in like students' personal lives.
Instead of just being a person there just to teach you, but more of a person to be able to ask for help and for guidance, and more than just learning, but in life in general.
Staff, I think they do all they can to help and support students, but I think students can help other students more because teachers have an influence, but children normally go under the influence of their friends or other students.
The way they can make it a safe environment is by just sort of everyone being in agreement that fighting doesn't do anything. Like, it's better to just talk stuff out rather than, I'm just gonna go punch this guy. Like, it really doesn't help, and at the end of the day, it's just better to talk things out and be mature.
At the moment, fighting has become more of a problem, but we have really good systems in the school to help students that are going through these sort of conflicts, and at the moment they're not really being used enough. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Bad things only happen when good people stand by and do nothing. In most of those fights where the juniors are fighting, you'll see seniors laughing on the side, egging them on, filming them even. So the juniors wouldn't be fighting if the seniors said this is not acceptable. I mean, where's the hierarchy there of tenure? And something it took me a long time to learn, and in fact I'm still learning it on some days, is that we are not in control of anybody else. We can't control what someone else may or may not do to us in a day. Our community's really hurting. It's time to just love a little bit harder, forgive a little bit quicker, rather than reacting to the pressures that are out there.
Don't fight, guys.
Yeah, you don't want to come home with a black eye. You also don't want to be making the wrong headlines on the news.
Well, anyways, let's see what's cooking up in the Tuckshop with David and Tale.
How does it taste?
Trash.
How is it absorbing in the mouth? It tastes free.
For this.
It makes your taste buds pop, so if you want that sensation too,
it's cold.
welcome to Tuckshop or Bluffshop, the segment introduced to investigate misconduct and fraudulent scams happening in Aorere's walls. Here today we have Patrick, the taste enthusiast, and Shaden, the food specialist. Today our rating is going to be based on impressions, the price of our foods, and how exactly it tastes.
I can't even get it out of that.
What's your impressions of this food, Patrick?
The texture that it brings into the food is so lactose. It just makes the particles of my taste buds just pop.
Yeah, it makes your taste buds pop, so if you want that sensation too, maybe you should try this food. On to Shaden.
How much is this again?
This was $4.50.
$4.50?
So what do you reckon? Is that a good price?
No.
So So do you reckon it's worth $4.50 for its size, based on proportions? What do you think?
Yeah, based on the portions, it's worth $4.50, but the taste just isn't there.
The taste isn't there, and the proportions is all good. What do you reckon?
What did you say the price was?
$4.50.
Oh, for this?
Yeah.
It's a bit expensive, I'm high. Yeah, I can make this at home.
Hey, but people reckon this is the best tasting food in our Tuckshop right now. What do you think?
Honestly, it is. Like, the pies that we get are trash.
So what does that say about our Tuckshop?
Everything's basically microwave food. This is like the most original thing that they have.
Up next, we catch up with an alumni and see what cool things they've been up to since they finished school. And guess who's hosting it?
None other than your favorite anchor.
What?
Well, take it away, Helen. Kia ora, and welcome back to Alumni Catchups, where we interview past students from Aorere College to see what they're up to now. In this episode, we are joined by Nirvika Nair, who attended Aorere College from 2014 to 2018. She was previously the deputy head girl of the school and was a part of the Aorere Film Academy. Welcome to the show.
Kia ora, Helen. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. So how are you today?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. So you finished school in 2018, and that was when I was a year 9. What have you been up to since then?
I've mainly been studying at uni. I've been at AUT studying my Bachelor's of Communication Studies.
Can you explain to us a little bit about what that is?
Sure. So communications is basically a big umbrella. So under that you have things like public relations, marketing, advertising, screen production, and digital media. So I major in digital media, which is mainly editing websites, anything to do with that kind of stuff, design. And I minor in screen production, so something similar to this, AROTAHI, and also making short films and things like that. So that's my minor.
What sort of careers can you branch into with a degree in communications?
Oh, so many. There's so many fields of journalism you could head into, so many in the video making kind of area. I think communications as a degree in itself, you get to, in first year, you get to kind of get a taster of all these different areas, and then you can kind of fixate on what you really want to do. And from there, you could just go into anything really. And I think communications and journalism and all those kind of things is a growing industry, and there's always going to be a need for people who are, you know, creative and making stories.
That's really cool. So how did being at Aorere College help you towards your degree?
Since I was at Aorere College as a year 12 and 13, I was in the Aorere Film Academy, as you are. And I think just learning how to write, how to film, and how to edit, those were just the key things that helped me to, I guess, succeed or just ease into my degree a bit more. I think once in first year, you kind of just get foundation level of learning. And a lot of the people in my year didn't really know all the things I'd already learned from Film Academy, which was quite surprising because a lot of them were from schools that like higher decile schools, you know, like had a lot more funding and things like that. And just little old me from South Auckland, Māngere, and already knowing a lot of these things that they taught, I felt quite like cool. Not so cool, but yeah, it was just quite amazing to see that an opportunity like this that I had helped me so much.
And on a side note, like, what are your hobbies?
Oh, my hobbies. I'm a big Marvel fan, so I love watching anything Marvel. But yeah, just watching shows and movies. I guess it's kind of a cheat because in my degree, I kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
So one of the classes I took, it was literally just watching foreign films. It was so fun. You just watch films every week. So yeah, just watching films, bettering my knowledge at filmmaking, writing, and yeah, like listening to music.
It's a great way to distract yourself.
Yes, it is. Procrastinating again.
Yeah. So what is your favorite movie of all time?
Ooh, I would say Taika Waititi. What We Do in the Shadows. I just really like the mockumentary style.
Yeah.
It's a film about vampires living in Wellington, and I just think it's really funny. Like, and your usual like Parasite by Bong Joon-ho. I really like that film. really symbolic, and obviously Marvel movies. I'm a sucker for blockbusters, so I would say No Way Home.
Is there a message that you'd like to share to our Aorere whānau?
Just enjoy high school as much as you can. I have so many good memories of when I was in high school that I'm slowly forgetting. Even though I only turned 21 the other day, so I'm not that old, okay? But yeah, I have such good memories of high school, and I think when you go to uni, you kind of miss those memories, so it becomes really nostalgic. So yeah, I think just make the most of the time you have, and don't worry about the future. Just think ahead, but don't stress too much about it.
Yeah, that's a really great message. I should take that on board too.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, well, thank you for being here, Nirvika. It was really great chatting with you and hearing about the cool stuff that you've been up to since you left school.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Aren't we so lucky to have Nirvika on our team?
But what about that interviewer though? Didn't she do a blooming good job?
Yeah, she did so well.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, Ramadan is coming up soon. Aren't you excited?
Yeah, I love going to my friend's house and eating all their food.
Helen, that's not what Ramadan is about.
Then what is it about?
Javaria knows, and here's her with more.
Assalamu alaikum. Today I invited John for iftar. We ate lots of food and had great time with our friends. But Ramadan isn't just about fasting. It is a month of devotion, spreading kindness, giving charity, helping others, staying away from sinful activities, and cultivating good character. We fast from sunrise to sunset for about 29 to 30 days. This is because the Holy Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the cave here from the Archangel Jibreel. The month of Ramadan shifts every year because it follows the Muslim lunar calendar. The people who are sick or physically unable to shouldn't fast, such as children who have not reached puberty, the elderly, and pregnant women.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
اللهم إني لك صمت وبك آمنت وعليك توكلت وعلى رزقك أفطرت. Ameen. Dates are a staple in Ramadan, as this is what is eaten to break our fast. We say the dua when we break our fast, and it means that I have trusted my God and I have fasted for Him. Now let's hear other people's thoughts.
So what is Ramadan for you?
For me, Ramadan is all about delayed gratification.
You can eat before sunrise and after sunset, and throughout the day you just fast, and you can't even drink water. I guess.
Fasting for like a month, 30 days.
40 days.
40, yeah.
30 days.
Shame.
Ramadan to me means a month of huge sacrifice, both spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, and obviously socially. It's like a time where you have to prepare yourself how to live holistically in that wellness for the next 11 months.
It's where you fast for 30 days, and then at the end of the 30 days you have like a big celebration which you celebrate with all of your families.
Muslims fast every single day for 30 days.
Ramadan is like getting more closer to my religion, to Allah. It's a really beautiful time.
Do you think it's hard to fast?
I think so, but you just have to have good self-control.
Yeah, I mean, it just a bit like we're so used to doing it from when I was 12 years. So I'm used to it by now. But then I think I can say for my kids, it might be a bit tough when they're in school.
I feel like if you do it like proudly and you really want to do it and you're very determined to do it, then it'll be easy for you.
Yeah, it's very tough during school because you're studying and like it gets annoying, but it's fun. Actually, it's not hard, especially like in school since you're more distracted by school stuff and everything. But when you're at home, obviously it's hard since all you can think of is food.
Are you excited for Eid?
Yes. Oh, I'm super excited.
I love Eid.
Of course. Oh yes. Get all the food.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. Make sure you come for Eid.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Oh, so that is what Ramadan is about.
Yeah. We hope you all learn a thing or two as well.
Wait, it's that time again.
What?
It's time for News in a Flash.
Welcome back. As COVID restrictions start to ease down, schools are opening up to the idea of sport events. Student athletes are now preparing to get back onto the field. At the recent Oscars, Will Smith attacked Chris Rock over a joke aimed at his wife's medical condition. Celebrating 47 years of Māori and Pacific cultures, the ASB Polyfest ran from the 23rd of March up till the 26th of March. This was held online. As we come to the end of this month, Muslims around the world are preparing to fast for the holy month of Ramadan. Ramadan is a month full of worship, which is concluded by a celebration known as Eid. That's it for now, and catch me next time on News in a Flash.
Hold on a darn second. Was that Janisha or Eminem rapping?
Yeah, I couldn't tell the difference. Well, if you want to be involved in groundbreaking action that is pressing our community or nation,
check out the short clip from our United Nations Club. We'll be right back after this.
Did you know that UN Youth is an organization that provides civics education which ranges from human rights to government and laws?
Aorere has its own UN Youth Club, so if you're interested or are very opinionated, then this club is for you.
So if you're interested, please contact these people.
Does coding, digital design or animation seem to be your thing? Well then this next segment is going to be for you.
Coming up, we take a look at the digital tech department and see what it's all about.
Technology is the way to the future. This episode, we discover how our digital technology is aimed towards the future.
I'm Mrs. Jordan. I'm the HOD of Digital Technologies. So digital technologies is about computers and how they work and how they can be used to make digital outcomes or digital products. We have 6 teachers currently in digital technologies, teaching the various courses.
DR is a combination of game development and robotics, just a nice taster course for Year 11 students to take.
Com is about the technical knowledge of computer science, and we teach coding, database and computer science concept in this class.
PTech is a partnership between industry and tertiary providers and IBM, and it helps students, it delivers students into an IT career.
Essential Computer Skills is a subject which prepares students with a knowledge and skill set for the workplace and further study. We have a look at the Microsoft suite, and they will learn things such as spreadsheeting, database, word processing and desktop publishing.
AFA stands for Aorere Film Academy. This is a student-led program where students are able to create, write, film and produce their very own media, such as AROTAHI TV.
In A&G, students learn to develop animations and make computer games. Understand that digital skills are vital in today's world.
That's it from Digital Technology. Join us next time when we take a dive into a Kainga program.
It's so cool to see where all these digital technologies subjects can take you. I took it when I was year 9 and it was super fun. You should take it too.
Alright, enough about all this nerdy junk. Let's talk about food. Here's Joseph with Culinary Arts.
Kia ora, it's Joseph here at the Culinary Arts and Design course for Level 1s. You can see behind me they're making delicious desserts. So let's go find out what are they making. I'm here with Avinash, and Avinash is the only one using chocolate. Avinash, can you tell us about your presentation?
Yeah, I guess I really like the concept of, raspberries with chocolate, so I wanted to put that into the ice cream, just to see what it would be like. And right now, currently, I'm doing the garnishing.
Ooh, I don't know what this is. Can you tell me what it is?
This is an ice cream maker.
An ice cream maker? Oh, sorry, I've personally never seen one before. How does this turn it into ice cream?
So the bowl is like cold. You put in the freezer and then you put your liquid ingredients inside of it, and then it mixes it so it becomes like a soft serve, like halfway through ice cream, but not kind of.
Tia, what is this dessert?
It's a sorbet.
What type of sorbet?
Banana and berry and lemon juice.
This has got my mouth watering and it's looking very delicious. Since you're nearly done, what happens after this?
I just stick it in the freezer for like 20 minutes and it freezes, and then I can present it.
If you want to become a chef, that's the key thing. You would learn lots of techniques and experiences in the room. So it's just like a taster of what chefs are doing for restaurants. And then if you want to go to university, you can become a food technologist, you can become a food writer, a food researcher.
It's the final day of the frozen desserts. Tell me, Miss, what's happening?
Today we were completing the final product by presenting it, and what happens is we had a few hiccups with some things that went wrong, but the students were quite good at solving the problem by substituting other ingredients instead of what the initial plan was. They also taking it to the end user to have a feedback.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that flavour's good. It's really good. Have you had a practice at it, or is this your final piece?
That's my second practice.
Well, I think you've done well, okay? And you can make this at home as well, can't you? Mm-hmm. Well done, okay. Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Wow, that looks so good. Did you save some for us?
Yeah. Well, now we'll be moving on to a segment that you've all been waiting for. What are you listening to? Over to you, Tale.
What are you listening to?
Listen to Drive by Eric.
What are you listening to?
I'm listening to Big Homie from the Hood by Marvin.
They gonna say it's me. I ain't trying to end up.
What are you listening to?
What I Need by Kaylani.
What are you listening to?
Life Goes On by BTS.
What are you listening to?
Central C, Khabib.
We could've got round there, put it on social media and ruined his cred.
So what are you listening to? Love by Keisha Cole. So what are you listening to?
505 by Arctic Monkeys.
I'm going back to 505.
So what are you listening to?
I'm listening to Until We're Rich by Ice Cube.
Get your mind right, get your grind.
So what are you listening to?
Through the Wire by Kanye West.
I fit it through the wire, man.
So what are you listening to?
I'm listening to Come Down by Anderson .Paak.
So what are you listening to?
Nelly, Loving Me.
So what are you listening to?
Like a Hoot theme song.
Yay, you guys made it to the end.
And what a long episode it was. But we hope you enjoyed every bit of your time here.
Yeah, we got to catch up with our newbie deputies, find out what's cooking at AO, and learn about the significance of Ramadan.
Hey, don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Oh, but wait, we're running a little competition that you guys can join.
That's right. We're giving away 2 Sky Tower tickets to you guys.
You can like our post and follow us on Instagram. You can also tag a friend as well. You can tag as many people as you want for more entries.
Really? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna join right now.
Of course you would. We'll announce the winners on Monday.
Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on AROTAHI TV.
Welcome back.
Goodbye.
You know what? It's really sad that nobody wants to part of our show.
Why is it not going that great?
Because the sugar won't stick to the bowl.
Hurry up, Donnell.
Taking the world, but because you guys weren't quiet, I don't have to do it again.
Please, you're talking too much. I'm forgetting my lines.
You're using biscuits. Why is that?
That's because my... sorry.
Quench my thirst.
That looked horrible.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, ask that again. That was stupid. Don't put that in. I was trying to be funny.